federal government have been advised to tackle the issues confronting the Niger Delta region. This charge was recently given by a producer, actor, and Nollywood member, Mr. Sak Oji, during the production of a movie produced to crave the indulgence of federal government to the situation of the people. The movie, which is titled State of the Nation, according to Mr. Oji, will address the suffering of those in the Niger Delta region. Issues such as lack of basic amenities, poor infrastructural development, poor healthcare system, lack of pipe water, poor educational system, lack of employment, companies not keeping up with the memoranda of understanding, poor standard of living, among others. Mr. Oji further appealed that there should be equity, fair play, and justice in governance, even as he advised youth in the region to give peace a chance and look into themselves, find and nurture your God-given talent that Almighty God has sowed into you. Speaking further, Mr. Oji noted that everyone has a seed of greatness imbibed into them. Discover it and work in a positive life, shun youth restiveness and other social menaces.
I would say that the topic is a very burning one because the issues being raised are issues that have always been with the Niger Delta region in terms of the degradation of the soil of the soil and the land of the Niger Delta, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of a whole lot of other things. This is where most of the wealth of the nation is coming from. This is where most of our budget comes from. Understand? And the the struggle by the people is a very genuine one, a very genuine struggle because if you are taking so much from my land, then you need to make my people good. You need to take care of my people. You need to look after my people. You need to build infrastructure in the land. Let the people feel that the government also cares about them. That's what the story is all about. You know, the people are fighting for emancipation. They're fighting for things to be done right by them. As you know, once there is no equity, once there is no justice, once there is no fair play, people will definitely voice their discontent. That's what is happening in the story.
Mr. Yemi Black, a refined Nollywood actor who played the role of Donye in the movie, described the movie as a very beautiful piece, adding that the storyline addressed the issue of the people, not just Niger Delta region. As citizens, all we clamor for is good governance and effective representation. Leaders who can bring the dividends of democracy to the people. It is not too much to cry for, he added. Also, another Nollywood artist, Mr. Smith Inebe, appreciated the concept of the movie, saying that this movie is one of the beautiful pieces he had acted as an actor and thanked the executive producer for giving him the opportunity to partake in such a beautiful piece that would bridge the gap between the government and the people. As such, thank the people of Abigborodo in Warri North local government area, Sapele local government, and all their towns for their hospitality and love.
The issues of agitprop have not been properly used enough in movie making because movie making is a vehicle for agitation and propaganda. And we need to be able to tell our stories that way, because there needs to be conclusive conversations about the issues of the Niger Delta. And so far, so bad. We've not concluded that. We've hung the conversation. There's no conclusion because the same things are still happening. The oil is still spilling, people are still crying, there's no infrastructure, there's no structure per se, and yet we can see the money. The first time I went to Bayelsa, I saw how people would rise up because there was so much squalor in the land, and yet these people produce the money that make others rich, live in affluence. There's no balance.
Now, the nation in the scripts, which is what I'm going to discuss, because if you take me out to the bigger nation, that means we won't go today. Right? Okay. So let's talk about the nation in the scripts. Now, the nation in the script, Nenge is this guy who is trying to fight for his people. Nenge believes that everybody should enjoy some certain level of amenities from the government, which is basically what the government is actually owing us. Because in most scenarios, when this government give these things or when they do it, they expect us to clap for us. And I keep wondering, why do we clap for these people when they give us these little things? These things are our entitlements. They are actually ours. So Nenge is this person who At first, he was a very calm, very peaceful guy who pursued peace to a reasonable extent, and the government didn't do anything, and he has no choice but to fall apart to pursue it. Yeah, that's it. Wow.
Others whom spoke about the welfare of the people are Mrs. Kate, Esther Akpokpoje, among others. Also speaking is Mr. Asigbo Wisdom, the producer of the movie, whom explained that drew the insights of the movie from the struggle of the people as a youth from the region. I'm not happy about the situation of things, the lack of employment after graduating from school. There is a slogan I'm trying to correct in my region. Young people no longer believe in education. You see them saying things like, last, school na scam. Because they believe that even if they go to school, they won't get good job with the results. They rather not waste their time.
Tell the government the struggle about the struggle of the Niger Delta, what we are facing, and our struggle, and also how to build the Niger Delta, how to make it a peaceful place for us and conducive environment for us to stay.
My advice to especially people from Sapele is to leave cultism because as it is now, Sapele is on fire, killings everywhere. Leave cultism, face your education, face your work with whatever work you are doing. Just go to school, get a good job, and live a peaceful life. Cultism has nothing to do with peace at all. You being there, you are in danger on your own. Anything can.
Movie, I played Mrs. Switch in the movie. I played Mrs. Switch. She is one of the characters that really didn't believe what the people were going through till she was basically forced to be aware that look at what is happening to the people before she believed. She had to see it. She had to see what happened to them before she believed that they were going through a lot. That's just it.
For the youth, telling them what to do at the right time. That is the positive aspect of it. Telling the government what the youth need. So that is what brought me into acting because it's another way of telling the youth about not being idle.